Hello everybody and thanks for tuning in. Get those video cards ready for what could be a historic day for Moon Speedway as the championship battle continues to rumble on. Chad Limburner is eliminated from this championship battle, but he still plays a crucial role in how this thing will shape out. Bill Steinbach has to have a great finish today, definitely in first place. Chad Limburner has to finish in second, and Steve Brown has to finish in third place for Bill Steinbach to have a legitimate chance going into the final two races of the year. So get ready for some rough and ready championship racing. Getting ready for the ultimate championship showdown. Chad Limburner, recently eliminated, now pilots that famed Plymouth Barracuda. Bill Steinbach in that Chevy Chevelle and Steve Brown on the pole. Those two are going to fight it out for the championship battle right here, right now from Moon Speedway. So get ready for a classic battle between one champion and one guy trying to steal his cup. Three, two, one, go. And the green flag is out. Steve Brown with a huge lead over the second and third place cars, and that will quickly evaporate as he flips over in turn 3.
Watch this evasive movement by Steinbach as he comes in and sees Brown there on his side door. Look at him just turning and then having to slide the other direction there. Brown already has a lead, though, after that horrendous wreck, and there's some drafting down the back straightaway between the two non-leaders. And Limburner, talk a little bit about his car today. A lot of problems for him. What's the deal?
They had to make a late-season chassis change, and that has the new chassis has no reverse, and that does not let him back up when he gets stuck on the cone in a situation like that. You can see him trying to repair that so he can get to the end of this race. But it doesn't affect his driving speed off the line. All the gears that go forward are intact.
Wow, very not good for him late in this season. Although he is out of the championship running, he still can get second, has a pretty good shot at getting second from Bill Steinbach right now, and that's all he's shooting for today. He'll pick up his car and put it back on the back straightaway. Continue moving on the outside lane. Green flag is out. 3 wide towards the start-finish line. They squish together, and then they get spread out again. Brown now in third place as Limburner has a small lead over Steinbach. Steinbach does a crossover. It won't work into turn 3.
Chad Limburner falls all the way back to third place. Steve Brown, the leader, up on the bottom of the racetrack. Bill Steinbach trying to pass him on the outside. Brown will cut Steinbach off and put himself into the wall along with Chad Limburner. Here it is again. Out of turn number 4, Limburner is wrecking behind these two as Brown came up the track in front of Bill Steinbach. Chad with the middle lane. Green flag back in the air. Bill Steinbach and Chad Limburner both have an issue at the start-finish line. So does Steve Brown going into turn number 3. Chad is still stuck at the exit of turn 2. He'll get a hit from Steve Brown that'll let his car keep rolling. They both wreck in turn 3 on lap 9. Bill Steinbach will come around for this restart attempt.
Lots of trouble there. The officials didn't wave a yellow flag for Limburner getting stuck on the cone because he doesn't have reverse. Good choice there by the officials as he did get going with Brown smacking into him there on the front stretch. Here we go for a restart already. Steinbach on the outside, he has a small lead. It's 3 wide, and that settles down 2 wide there out of turn 2, and Limburner once again cannot put that car in reverse. He'll go out and fix his car. Now he's a lap down to the leader, Steinbach.
Steinbach weaving all over the back straightaway. That Chevelle looks to be very loose, and he'll slide right up into the wall, let Steve Brown take the lead from him. He's going to go to work on the inside of the racetrack as Chad Limburner gets a penalty going into turn number 1.
You can see him on that great camera angle there today. He's on the other side of the track after being on the front stretch, and that'll put him down in third place. Oh, what's this wrecking during yellow flag conditions after a penalty? Limburner will come around again to line himself up a little better.
3, 2, 1. Waiting at the start-finish line is Limburner. Green flag back in the air. Steve Brown looks like he tried to take out Bill Steinbach, but he's only going to hurt himself. Down the back straightaway, he gets up into a tire wall. Bill Steinbach is the leader of this race. Chad Limburner is 1 lap down, and Steve Brown is holding on to second spot. Bill Steinbach really high up against the wall. Chad trying to regain his lap from Bill Steinbach. Cut the corner too tight, get into the cone. Steve Brown with a nice pass out of turn number 4 on the inside of the track. He'll now pull ahead to quite the lead over Bill Steinbach, who has spun out going into turn number 3.
And that'll put Limburner 2 laps down as Brown cuts off the speedway, and that gives Limburner a little bit of an advantage, earning one of those laps back. He loses it again in turn number 1, and that'll finally wave a yellow flag on lap 20 here, well after the penalty, well after that grace period.
Steve Brown taking the middle lane, Bill Steinbach on the bottom. That means Chad will have the top side of the racetrack. Into turn number 3 and 4. Green flag is back in the air, and it's full throttle and 3 wide towards turn number 1. Bill Steinbach hits the cone and falls all the way back to 3rd place. Chad Limburner with a wreck and outside of the speedway in turn 3 on lap 22. Let's check this one out again. You can see Bill Steinbach was coming into the picture, and remember, he has no reverse on that Plymouth, so he tried to do a U-turn there, but it just drove himself outside of the racetrack.
He may have also just been trying to have a little fun, as Brown has a lot of fun upside down, and so does Limburner there on his side door coming out of turn 2. Lots of issues here on this one, as looks like Brown fixing his antenna, which seems to have fallen out during that wreck. Track maintenance team now running out, pushing Limburner around and getting him to the restart line there, as Brown's having a lot of trouble under yellow flag conditions on Moon Speedway.
Limburner in the middle, Steinbach up high. Brown will be on the bottom. He'll have the preferred line. Green flag is back out. Things stay clean all the way up till turn number 1. 2 cars get up into a wreck. And they're side-by-side, door handle to door handle into turn number 3. Limburner has another black flag, his second of the day. This time out of turn number 4. It looks like he got loose and then his steering cut out. He had no control over that Plymouth as Steve Brown goes into the cone in turns 3 and 4. Getting ready for another restart attempt. Waiting the countdown from the officials. Green flag is back in the air. Steve Brown gets hooked in the quarter panel by Bill Steinbach to surrender the lead. He's going to try to get it back out of 4, and he does.
All right, 10 laps to go in this event as Limburner cuts through the center trying to reverse, but he just can't do it. He'll cut in on the other side of the speedway, and he'll be 2 laps down now to Brown, who is the leader, and Steinbach's about to go a lap down as well. He almost does, but Brown has a lot of trouble, and Steinbach is on his passenger side door, it looks like. Yes, it is. And they're still racing here because of that 5-lap grace period, lap 30. That just ended now as we go around again.
Steinbach almost got into the quarter panel of Chad Limburner. That will bring out a caution, but not for the contact between Steinbach and Limburner. The wreck was for Bill Steinbach over in turn 4, getting into the outside wall, getting stuck. Limburner trying to make sure that car is as best as it can be for this restart attempt.
He's only won 3 races this season. He wants a little bit of dignity coming out and going into 2013.
Bill Steinbach will come around for this restart. He'll be in the bottom. Green flag is back in the air. He'll cut across the racetrack into Steve Brown, spin him out. Now it's a battle between Plymouth and Chevy. Limburner pushes his car back on, facing straight, coming around off the 4th corner. They're still racing here for the first green-white checkered attempt. That was actually a yellow flag. Over in turn number 1, Chad got into the wall. Here's the first wreck. You can see going into 3, Limburner went right into Steinbach and got stuck in a go-kart tire.
I mean, he's just trying to have a little fun here, do a little bit of racing, and it just won't work with that car not being in reverse. And look at Brown sideways on the first green-white checker attempt. He runs out, saves his car. Look at this. Steinbach has the lead, and this could really help him. Here we are for the last lap. Limburner is in 2nd place, and that'll also help him. But no, Brown steals it right at the start-finish line, and that'll put Steinbach nearly out of this season. Oh, and look, he's mad. He's wrecking Brown's Ford.
He still has 2 chances at winning the championship. Both are very slim. He either has to lead every lap in a race, or Steve Brown's car has to fail before lap 20 in one of these last 2 races. So get ready for some rough and ready championship racing.